What's up, man? How you feeling?
What's up? Whatever.
Just kind of whatever about it. Anything particular about this tournament? Any unique matchups you ran into? Anyone you enjoyed playing a bit?
Every tourney is like the same, so I don't really. Nothing really sticks out too much, to be honest. So
okay.
I don't want to lie about that.
Anything in particular about playing Allies Ike? Maybe something that caught you a little off guard? Maybe the second time you saw him?
I just feel the character is broken. I'm just gonna be honest. I just feel like the character is OP. Maybe not the best in the game, but definitely a character that's in a game where you're trying to make all the characters equal. He's definitely someone that should be looked at. I also think Fox and Falco played perfectly, or like the only way is like the answer to most characters, but that requires them playing them perfectly. So I think Spaceys, like all three Spaceys, maybe Cat and Falcon, like I don't know, maybe I'm probably missing some. So those in my head stand out as these characters are better than most characters right now, and that's because of the huge purge since 3.02 to 3.5. And a lot of characters, I think the top 6 were all completely nerfed, except I still think Diddy's really good. But the other 5 were definitely nerfed quite solidly. But now because of that, some characters will like overlooked. Like Lucas, when I played Pink Fresh, I 3 and 4 stocked him. I always beat him, but I never beat him that bad. So that's telling to me that's like, well, you definitely over nerf Lucas, I think. But and then some characters like feel like they're just as good as they ever were in a game where every other character is like
kind of
pretty much
falling off a little bit.
Every character's like nerfed, except like Ganondorf's better and some other that I'm probably forgetting. But I'm outspoken about this because I want PM's goal is to make a perfectly balanced game. That's why for the past like year you've always seen me so outspoken. This character's broken. This one's not.
Yeah,
this character should need some nerf.
We've heard you say a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm always gonna say what I think, because if I say nothing, then people are gonna be like, oh, well, I'll just leave this broken. Like people were outspoken about Mewtwo and Pit, and you know they did deserve a nerf. Although I don't think they deserve the nerfs they got. Like I feel like Mewtwo and Pit both should have been nerfed, but not like
to the extent
completely destroyed the way they were.
I
so
mean,
some characters were overlooked and some characters were
better than Pit does now for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Pit has fallen off quite a bit.
But I still stand that I think both characters were.
Well, how do you feel about the
and
idea?
I 2-0'd Emo Killer in the new version, so I'm not just saying this to be like, oh, I use Mewtwo. I'm like, I played Emo Killer. I talked to Emo Killer about the character. I played Ally. I talked to Ally about the character. This isn't just my opinions.
Yeah.
Me and Emo Killer both think that Ike is mid-low. I'm sorry. We both think that Mewtwo is mid-low, and me and Ally told me before I even played him that he thinks Ike is top 5 easy. So this isn't just like me being salty, although I am kind of salty, because it's just frustrating to feel like you play super good, or not even play super good, but it feels like, okay, I have a huge arsenal of characters, but if he just jumps inside B's, not only can I not react to it, a lot of the times I throw it a move, it just loses to it. Even moves that will like usually at least trade with another move, it will just flat out beat it. But the fact that you can't react to it and it beats your move, the combination of priority and being unable to react to it, that's the combination that's unhealthy.
Well, do you feel like some of the characters that you're saying are nerfed kind of got stagnated because a lot of players just kind of jumped off the bandwagon when the character?
A lot of it's bandwagoning, and most people don't really like to think for themselves, or they're too scared to think for themselves. So what they do is they're like, this is a safe opinion because other people think this. Like Fox and Falco being broken. I mean, no, I agree. If you play them perfectly, they're broken. But that doesn't mean they're at quite the top 2 level. They might be the top 2. Like I think Falcon Fox could be number 1 and 2 in the game, and it's a little unfortunate that both Melee and PM is like, if you play perfectly with Fox and Falco, then you can't really be stopped easily. Well, probably the same for Wolf, but so many less people use Wolf, you're not gonna have like a Mango level player using Wolf because like just random guys, as PB and J would call it, random Jimmies would use it. But whereas in Melee you have people who have been using Fox and Falcon for 10 years, so of course their metagames push forever.
Yeah,
with that said, the characters are still broken. It just requires solid play.
Yeah, and they transition really well to PM, yeah.
I wasn't playing solid enough.
Okay, I mean,
but yeah, I do feel Ike is a character that should be in a game where you're trying to make all the characters as close to equal as possible. He's definitely standing out from the rest. I also feel like the same about Captain Falcon. I feel like Captain Falcon is definitely one of the better characters.
Are
in
you
this
going to be playing him more? Because I've seen.
I don't know. The problem is I use so many characters in the game, but every time a lot of time I win tourneys with a character, they like nerf those characters. Like Marth and Sheik. I'm not saying it's really bad, but Marth and Sheik, like I haven't been using them much. I've been using Fox, Mario, and Mewtwo, and then in that update, those were some of the characters that were touched. Where as the other Melee characters I played, since I don't play them as much, I feel like they weren't touched. Now I feel like had I been using like Cat and Falcon or Marth or whatever, for like Marth is definitely one of the better characters in this game, hands down. I feel like had I been using them, or had somebody been using them, like if Armada played Peach and he kept winning with Peach, I feel like people would be like, well, maybe Peach is OP, we're gonna nerf her next.
I mean,
and that's an example of my opinion where I think that people don't think for themselves too much. They're just like, this is a safe option because everyone else is saying it. And I think that bandwagon mentality is a little unhealthy.
What I think you should do is just enjoy yourself because.
Oh no, I know. Yeah. But the reason I'm saying this is because I want to let people know my opinions, because this is a game where you can actually change the game, and their goal has been stated for the past 2 years or even more is making it as close to every character being equal overall as possible. So I want to be outspoken about that, and it's not just me who shares this opinion. It's both me and Ally who share the opinion that the character's top 5 or. Yeah, I'd say I would agree with that.
Man, I'm sure people are listening to it. I'm sure people are kind of taking what you have to say pretty seriously.
And I don't really base it off necessarily the other wins, because I still stand by Link being OP in 3.0 or 3.02. It's just that there was no like amazing Link player that like you could prove it, because all the Link players weren't like top at Brawl or Smash 4 or Melee or top at some other game to have like the top fighting game background. They were just like
Jimmys, as you said.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm not very good at wording things, so the stuff I say kind of it comes off wrong sometimes. So
you have an
but it's still
it's okay.
Yeah, it's still what I think, but I want to share my information or opinions at least.
Yeah, you got the freedom to do that. And that's definitely something you should do.
Yeah.
We're doing money matches or?
I'd be down.
Okay.
Oh, but if you're wrapping it up, then I guess I'm not.
I don't run this show. I'm just here. We're wrapping up. All right.